But the truth is, we all took advantage of the kindness of Jesus. We all took advantage of his grace and mercy. We took advantage of him because we have all sinned and we all fall short of the glory of God. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to dive straight into the questions because that's why we are here. And so before we do that, I just want to encourage you, if you'd like to click on the subscribe button on your screen right now, that will remind you every time we go live. And normally we go live Tuesday mornings at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And so I just want to encourage you to click on that subscribe button, and then you can join us each time that we go live. You can also, of course, watch the YouTube videos at any time. They are on demand, and it's so wonderful to be able to join you today. So let's start with a question from Sean. Sean, thank you so much for posting this one today. It says, I've had a bad problem with anger when someone's trying to take advantage of me and take advantage of the situation with my kindness. What words do I use to ask Jesus to help me with my problem? Well, Sean, I want to remind you first and foremost, because it's so important for all of us to understand that Jesus was faced with the same kinds of temptations and responses that we have as human beings. In fact, the book of Hebrews tells us that we have a great high priest who can sympathize and empathize with our weaknesses. And so I think it's important in every situation to realize that Jesus understands what it is that we're going through. In fact, if you take a look at your question, Sean, it says, I've had a bad problem with anger when someone's trying to take advantage of me and take advantage of the situation of my kindness. You know, the reality is, Sean, Jesus faced exactly the same thing. People took advantage of his kindness as he came to earth. We just finished celebrating the incarnation of Jesus as he became Emmanuel, God with us. We celebrate that at Christmas time. And it was the kindness of God that brought his son to the earth in order to take on the debt of our sin and to pay for it fully on the cross of Jesus, and then not to remain dead, but to actually come back to life again through the power of the resurrection of Jesus. What an incredible story that we have and are stewards of. But the truth is, we all took advantage of the kindness of Jesus. We all took advantage of his grace and mercy. We took advantage of him because we have all sinned and we all fall short of the glory of God. But here's the beauty of it. Instead of responding with anger and giving us what we deserved, God gave us what we didn't deserve. And instead, his prayer on the cross is such an inspiration to me. Instead of unleashing the anger of heaven, the justice of heaven, which Jesus could have done, instead, he prayed, Father, forgive them. They don't understand what they're doing. So, Sean, I want to encourage you with this. First of all, there is a time for righteous anger. And our anger should burn against injustice. It should burn against evil, just as God's heart does. And yet we have an opportunity that even when someone takes advantage of our kindness, to be able to say, I'm not doing this for you. I'm actually doing it because Jesus called me to live out a life where the fruit of the Spirit, one of which is kindness, is released into the world. Another one of the fruit of the spirits is self-control as well. So we need to learn how to control our anger. There is a moment for righteous anger, but there's also a moment when we have to check our anger and say, God, I don't want my anger to become sin, because that's what Scripture cautions us against, right? In your anger, do not sin. So what that means is it's okay to be angry. There are moments when we are supposed to be angry, but we can never allow our anger to become unbridled or unchecked, because then we cross over into sin, and that, of course, does not honor God. So we need to follow the pattern of Scripture. We need to follow the character of Jesus. We need to choose to forgive while also, in that gracious response, holding truth out. So I want to encourage you, when someone has taken advantage of you, the onus is on you not to become angry and sin, but the onus is on you to say, I need to correct what's going on here. I need to speak grace and truth. And I believe you're taking advantage of my kindness towards you. And so we need to find a different way to be able to handle this particular situation. And so, Sean, I just want to encourage you to follow the pattern of Jesus. And I believe, first of all, some of the words, your question specifically is, what words do I use to ask Jesus to help me with my problem? Well, first of all, it would be this: God, please help me in my anger to not sin. Lord, hold my anger in check. Allow me to allow the fruits of the Spirit to come out of my life: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control. Lord, allow those things to take over. And Lord, when I do correct this, because I do believe it needs to be corrected, when someone takes advantage of us, we need to speak the truth in love. God, speak through me so that they see Jesus and not me, so that they see the graciousness and truth of God in this situation, so that we can come apart and not have the relationship be fractured. And so, Sean, thank you for your question. That is a difficult one. It's a hard one to know where all of those lines are. But when we speak the words of Jesus out loud, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. Lord, in my anger, help me not to sin. God, allow the fruit of the Spirit, especially self-control, to be manifest in my life right now. And Lord, more than anything, allow me to be an agent of grace and truth in this situation. I believe God's going to honor you, Sean, and that you're going to be able to walk through this situation. So God bless you as you do that. May the wisdom of the Spirit impact your life today, and may you walk worthy of the name by which you have been called. Thank you so much for watching this response. If you have another pressing question, we want you to click below on the Q&A tool that we call AskJesus.net. If you submit your question to AskJesus.net, it will literally search the scriptures and provide an answer for you that we believe is both biblically accurate and represents the heart of Jesus. Or if you want to, you can talk to us directly. Just leave a comment down below and someone from the Jesus.net will respond to you just as soon as we can.